Hello everybody, my name is Connor. Some people call me NobleAsta, and that's okay. I am here with another Zoro game, and we just mulliganed our first hand, and we are getting ready to go with our second. Don't know what it is, but it's it. We're playing against one of my buddies. I love playing against my friend here. He's just, I don't know, I always have a good time, and he's just one of my, honestly, like, everybody in my community is so cool, and, like, shout out to Nico here. Fucking cool ass guy. So he goes first, gets his one done. I get my Nami searcher off, and honestly, this search is fire. Granted, I don't have a lot that I could whiff on with this deck, but I'm honestly torn. You can see I'm torn between the Zoro and the jet pistol, just because the jet pistol is so good. And I do end up going with Zoro. The rest Zoro is just, it's so good. It was really fun to play this match. I really love the, I haven't encountered much of Dofflamingo in the anime, but I love his character and I really like the idea of his deck. I am incredibly confused, less so now, but Birdcage is incredibly confusing. But I understand it a little more after these two games. So Doffy goes ahead and swings everything at me, and I take that. Not much I can do. I have a lot of events in my hand, which isn't bad, but makes it hard to counter. So with this though, we have 4 Dawn, and I'm trying to decide here if I want to, I put the 1 on Zoro, and in theory I could buff up one of my guys and spread some Dawn out and maybe get 2 little hits in. So I'm trying to decide, or I can drop the Rush Zoro. He ends up taking the first hit and he Punk Gibsons my Sanji, so that kind of helps me decide, okay, we're gonna play Rush Zoro. I tap 3 and swing the Rush Zoro at him, which he also takes. And he gets Flapping Thread, I think is what that card is called, and KO's Nami. So 2 great triggers for him. We do end up playing 2 matches against him, and I will put them both in this video, just because his deck really didn't want to work with him. He does get the Birdcage off, which is good for him, not so great for me. This is me trying to clarify what Birdcage does, because it's one of those cards that I just could not wrap my head around. I definitely know that playing cards that I don't understand in person helps me understand them better. So he swings 5 into Sanji. I let Sanji go, and we are on our 5 Dawn turn. I do want to say I do like this camera angle, but I need to adjust it better so you can see my opponent's Dawn, because it's not. That's pretty rough. That's pretty bad, but we do. I don't worry. I will get the camera angle down. I'm thinking about getting a new camera stand. Anyways, mine's super old, so probably really twisted. I just swing massive into him, and he takes it. Oh, I don't even know how much I swing. Well, Birdcage has Zoro tapped still, so I go ahead, swing massive, and why did I leave 1 Dawn up? I'm not really sure why I left 1 Dawn up. That's a choice, but he doesn't. He takes a hit, doesn't get a counter, and he plays out the Law, and I'm under, so I don't get Law effect, which is nice. And he swings big at me. This is a pretty big bruiser fight here, so I go ahead. I take that. I get another Nico Robin, and yeah, so. This game was really odd. It was the first time I played Birdcage against Birdcage Doffy. Definitely kind of want to play Doffy. So if you want to see Doffy, you want to see me try and play Doffy, let me know. I do like his idea. I tap 2. I go ahead and Fire Fist. A Fire Fist Law, which gets him down to 1k. I tap 1 and I do it. I get to Nico Robin him. I Nico Robin the Law, which is incredible. That was like exactly kind of what I was like trying to do. So he counters out with his hand, and this is just a slugfest, really. There's Birdcage. I don't like. How do you play around Birdcage? It's like, I think your characters to Unrest have to be. I'll put a picture of Birdcage up again here if I did already, and if I haven't, then here it is again. I think that there's a clause about like if they're under like 6 cost. I think it's more than that, but I could be totally wrong. So he plays treble and gets rid of my Zoro, which is fine. It's fine. And swings big. I'm looking to see if I have the counter. I don't. I take it. That's another Sanji. I'd really love to see a guard point at this point, or something to protect me. Oh, look at that. There's a guard point. So that's nice. But I have 10 Dawn now, and like it feels like I don't really know what to do with my hand, you know? I tap 1, I think, yeah, so I play Makino, and I think my idea here is I'm gonna buff Robin up and just get a big hit, you know? So I play 1, Megara comes out, I think that's how you say his name, and I just realized there's Sabo in that picture there. I see his little goggles on his tiny top hat. So that's 9k. So he ends up taking the 9k hit, and at this point I just load everything up, and he says, yeah, okay, you got it. So yeah, that is the first game. All right, so we are queuing up for the second game here, getting it all ready. That first game was super fast, and honestly, I don't know if this was just, you know, Doffy didn't see what he needed, or you know, the aggro's too much, but it was a couple pretty quick games. But he goes first, turn 1, baby 5 searcher. I get my 2 Dawn, and I tap 1 to play out Robin, and I get rid of that baby 5 searcher before it can even search. I tap another 1, play on another Sanji. I am honestly pretty not nervous, but like I would like to try and pressure with my little bodies as much as I can before Birdcage potentially comes down. So he drops the Monet blocker. I end up taking the first hit. I Diable Jambe, and I'm reading it, trying to figure out what that means. The trigger, not the Diable Jambe. But we are at our 4 Dawn turn now, which I could do the thing I did last turn, or I could put down Makino and potentially spread out some Dawn here. I think that's what I'm deciding. So I move the Dawn aside to put it on Zoro. I go ahead, swing 6, and they go ahead and block out. I think we're Monet. That's right. Monet has an ability where she can, I think I'm saying their name totally wrong, but they end up tapping my Sanji. So then I do the Sanji, the Rush Zoro play. Oh, it is getting late in the day, and I've recorded several of these just to try and get ahead again, and I think it's definitely showing. So there's another baby 5 searcher and a big swing at Zoro, and I let Zoro go. I don't feel like I don't think I could, counter out of that hit, and I honestly feel okay with the board I do have. And any other leader, I feel like the 2 1Ks, 2 like low power guys on my board would be scary, but I feel pretty good about my board. So I was looking, I was gonna rest him, realized it's on play, so I go ahead and I swing 6 into Doffy, and he takes it, and I then tap 5, play Rush Luffy. No Zoro effect. He ends up countering out of the Rush Luffy, but he then takes the leader hit, which I'm okay with. So he's down to 2 life, I'm down to 4. I am waiting waiting for Birdcage to come out. And again, I'm so sorry we can't see his Dawn. There's the Birdcage, though. I had a feeling it was on its way. I think this is the only video I shot like this. So, yeah, I get a little nervous when I'm setting up. But he plays Birdcage, swings 5 into me and into Zoro's life, and I take it. I'm thinking I have enough cards. You know, I have a pretty good board presence, but now my things are tapped. So, you know, not much I can do to get out of it, but I'm okay with taking the hit because I do still have Robin up, I do have Megara up, and I have Machinos in my hand. Well, at the time I had 1. So, my thought here is, you know, these things that are on my board, they're up, I can buff them up, get a poke in, and then just replace, you know, when I need to. So I go ahead, buff Robin up by 3, and I swing 5, I believe, at Doffy, and they use an event to counter out. Yes, because I swing 5 at Doffy, and then I drop another Rush Luffy, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, there is my second Rush Luffy. And so he's at 7k right now. There is a moment where he did get confused on what was happening because I replaced him with the same card. And so we were just clarifying that, and then I swing 7 at life, and yeah, his deck is definitely like not giving him the cards he needs, and you can see like with Zoro, like Zoro just really takes advantage of that, and just like the amount of early game pressure that Zoro has been so fun. And like now that it's been like a week or 2 since I played these games, and like watching these games back, I'm like, oh, maybe I take Zoro again, you know. So there might be some more Zoro videos on the channel. There is actually, I do think I am gonna try the new Sabo leader. But back to the game, the 8-cost Rosinante comes down, and I'm okay with that, and I get the Gum Gum Jet Gatling, and I'm looking at his board, I'm looking at the trigger, trying to decide if I want to do something with it, and I don't. I think, you know, keeping it in my hand is more valuable right now. The only thing it could KO is the Baby 5, and I'd rather have it KO something else. So I tap 1, we play Nami Searcher, and we are looking for something good. We get all our Brooks, and there's a Buggy, and we do find a Rush Zoro, so I take that. Just strictly because of the situation, how, you know, the Birdcage and how things are playing out. I decide that, you know, I am not mad about taking a Rush Zoro and getting a cheeky little hit in. And I'm trying to sort through my Dawn, see how much Dawn I have left. I think that Dawn is to the side, so I know to put it on Zoro, and I swing 8. I swing 8. No leader effect, which is... That's weird. I should have at least put a Dawn on him. But then I swing another 8. 6, 7, 8, yeah. And he was able to punk Gibson and Sugar out of it. And I pass turn. I am feeling pretty confident at this point. You know, I'm at 2 life, which isn't great, but you know, I've got some counters in my hand. Well, I've got 2 counters in my hand. As you can see, my hand has a lot of, like, I have 2 of the Diablo Jambes, and this was not the only game where I had them in my hand and I didn't have much to do with them. So, like, I think if I do play Zoro again, I think I will drop it to 2, because I do want to be able to see them, but I don't think they were that great in my hand, especially in this match. So he plays the Honey Jones, which I did not expect at all, and he swings into my life, and at this point I'm like, oh, I think I gotta counter out. So I go ahead and I counter out. We're making sure the math is right, and I think the math is right, and then he swings again, and I take it, and we get a Nami, and I take that, so we're both at 0. And he destroys Birdcage and wipes the board, which I'm okay with. That's fine with me, honestly. I draw, get another Nami Searcher, and I just swing at his face. And that is game, as you can see. So yeah, I really like the aggression that Zoro has. I feel like even in the next video that I'll be posting is versus, I believe, Gecko. So I think it's Gecko playing Gecko. So it's you can see that there is definitely a difference in that game, but I feel like these two previous games, the Doffy game and the Perona game, have just shown like why Zoro was on top. So that's gonna do it for this video, guys. Thank you guys so much. If you liked this video, hit that like button down below. It helps me out more than you can ever know. Go ahead and subscribe if you are new, and I will see you guys in the next video. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day.